Yo, what's going on guys? Vulkarr here, and today I survived 100 days in Ultra Hardcore Minecraft. Have no idea what that is? Well, let me give you a quick rundown. Ultra Hardcore Minecraft, abbreviated as UHC, is, as the title describes it, an even harder version of the Hardcore Minecraft game mode. Alongside only having one life, there is also no natural regeneration. This means that every encounter you have can be life-threatening. Well, at least, that is, until you've gained some items and resources that can replenish your health, such as golden apples and potions. Now that quick little explanation of what exactly UHC is over, it's time for me to get into my main goals for the series. Before starting my world, I had 5 missions that I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to build a base, obtain a full set of level 30 enchanted diamond armor, grab some wither skulls and kill the wither, and then from that, make a beacon for my base. And then of course, for the final goal, I want to kill the ender dragon. And with all my little missions and explanations finally out of the way, let's get right into the 100 days of Ultra Hardcore Minecraft. We started off on day 1 on a pretty small island off the shore of the mainland. There seemed to be remnants of a nether portal structure on the coast, so my first thought was to search for its chest, but sadly, I didn't really find anything there. So instead, I ended up doing the usual things people do on the first day, such as chopping down trees, getting some basic tools, and killing some animals for food. I then set out to accomplish my first mission, to build a base. I didn't really like the vibe of the current area that I was in, and with the vast ocean behind me, I decided that it would be interesting to sail the seas and to see where exactly I would end up. And well, that's exactly what I did. I made a boat and sailed the seas for the first 2 days of the series, only stopping every now and then to explore abandoned structures and shipwrecks. Eventually, on day 2, I found a desert temple near the shore of the upcoming landmass that I was approaching. So, as any Minecrafter would, I went and checked it out. This ended up being a very good decision, as I ended up finding a golden apple in one of the chests. And I decided to take this as a good sign and that I should explore this land that I had discovered. However, I was kind of running out of time, as day 2 was ending and I didn't even have a bed made yet. So I made the wise decision to just settle down next to the beach and set up my base here. At this point, I had already explored this world for nearly 2 days and hadn't really found a good biome to set up camp, and I had so many things to do in the future, and I didn't want to waste any more time. After spending the next day gathering resources and food for the upcoming few days of building, I finally, set out to do that building on day 4. I had never truly settled down and lived in an acacia biome before, so when building my base, I decided it would be a very good opportunity for me to experiment with some designs that I've never really done before in Minecraft. And because of that, my base ended up looking very different compared to all the other bases I've ever built. Of course, I pretty much already just said that. Please ignore the fact that pretty much every other base I've ever made was either A, underground, or B, just absolutely terrible because, well, to put it simply, I suck at building. By the end of day 6, I was pretty much done with the main room, so I decided it would be a good idea to build a strip mine underneath the base. Exploring real caves this early into the series would be much too difficult for me, so I felt like this was probably the safest and easiest way for me to get the resources that I really needed. However, stupid me, I decided to build in the one place where, after I dug straight down, there was a cave. And oh boy, look at that! There's a bunch of skeletons and creepers there, just very excited, very willing to kill me. And with that, with day 6 and barely any healing, I was already down to half health. In the end though, at least I found some diamonds, right? That makes up for it, right? I really hope the diamonds were worth it. And, well, I guess I really didn't learn my lesson, because on day 9, my strip mine, well, guess what? It ran into another cave. And after getting hit by a good 1-2 combo by a skeleton and a, goddammit, a baby zombie, I went back down to half health again, and this time, I didn't really have any healing. I desperately needed to get armor, and I seriously, oh my god, I seriously needed to be more careful, or else I was going to end up 6 feet underground, way before I hit my prime. On day 12, I began to work on the next 2 structures of my base. The nether portal room and the enchanting room. These buildings would take a few days to finish. I needed to gather more resources, and eventually by day 15, they were both finished. And with that, it was finally time for me to make my first trip into the nether. While getting gold was pretty much my main focus for entering the Nether, there was a secondary, very obvious task that I needed to do while I was in there. And of course, that task is none other than to find the Nether fortress. And wouldn't you know, luckily enough, that wouldn't be very hard to find, as there was one not even 200 blocks away from my portal. Oh. It is a it is a fortress. I quickly made a short trip into the fortress and gathered a nether wart and soul sand that I need for future projects. And after getting those, I decided to search for the blaze spawners. However, I ended up getting lost in the sauce, and with the minimal amount of healing that I had left, I thought it'd be better for me to just focus on getting gold instead of going for the blaze rods so early into the series. I did, however, find one blaze just chilling on the surface, so I killed him, of course, and I got one blaze rod, just enough to make a brewing stand. When I got out of the Nether on day 17, I immediately started working on my next few projects. There were actually so many projects, in fact, that I pretty much just went on autopilot for the next 10 days. On one day, I'd be working on an animal farm, and the next day, I'd be bringing said animals into that farm that I just built, and on another day, I'd be strip mining, and it was just so much stuff. There was a vegetable farm that I made. Yeah, it was a lot. I did a lot of different things on these 10 days. And then on day 27, I noticed something peculiar on the nearby beach. I was just minding my own business, you know, gathering sand. I needed to make some glass for my upcoming projects. And I noticed this sand block was just, you know, casually breaking the laws of physics.
How? What? Huh? Blasphemy? Yo, how it do that?
This block truly fascinated me so much that I ended up naming him How. Just How. That was his name. How. I mean, what else was I gonna name him? I then proceeded to put a sign on him declaring that his name was How. And, well...
No!
How was dead. We had just met, but those few moments were some of the greatest moments I've had in these days. I'm truly gonna miss him. Rest in peace, How. Gone, but not forgotten. Oh god. Well, it's not like we could keep wasting time on a random sand block. Time for me to continue working on the base. On day 28, I began to make a newer, safer way to travel between the different buildings that make up my base. I kinda sorta base it off how sci-fi creators design those off-world bases, you know, like where everything is connected by a tube. I thought it'd be a pretty unique and cool design, especially seeing as I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to be as safe as possible. I don't want to waste any golden apples on unnecessary healing, and I thought it looked cool. After that was mostly finished, I decided to actually make a full farm at the base, as up until now, it had really just been poorly thrown together for the sake of maximizing the amount of crops that I could plant, because you know, we all start somewhere. And this was a very important task, because if I wanted to make a level 30 enchantment table, I kind of need a lot of leather for books, so I need to make the cows have as much sex as possible, you know, we just gotta make them breed like wildfire, breed like rabbits. I needed for them to do that so that in the future I could go on a mass killing spree, you know, just as any other Minecraft player does, you know? Right? I'm not the only one that likes to breed their animals to like an ungodly amount and then just snap my fingers and kill half of them, you know? Do a little Thanosing, you know? Right? Just me? Okay. And it wasn't until day 34 when I finally finished that project. And on day 37, I decided to create the perfect tool to accompany throughout my journey as Farmin' Marvin in this world. You like that, Farmin' Marvin? I made it myself, you know, unique identity, you know, gotta think of brand names, you know? Brand names, that's probably the wrong word for it. Oh god. I'm going off on a tangent. Let's get back into the video. People may criticize me for, well, making a diamond hoe, but they always say never waste your diamonds on a hoe. I don't care. Mine was special, you know? Mine was special. I like mine. I like my diamond hoe. It's perfect. PETA, look away. Just get out of here. You know what? I probably don't even want you on my channel. You probably already were horrified with that last comment that I made a little while ago about going on a genocidal murdering spree of all my animals, Thanos snapping, you know, whatever. Because that's exactly what I'm gonna do right now. And now that that's all over, it's time for me to finally start doing some level 30 enchantments. Let's go! Time to strike another mission off the list of missions that I need to do. We already pretty much got the base one done. Now we just need to get those level 30 enchantments done. I put my prized diamond pickaxe in, and well, wouldn't you know, I was greeted by the minor gods of Minecraft, as they decided to bestow upon me a Fortune 2 enchanted pickaxe. With all the luck that I had been given up until this point in the series, I decided to push it. Genuinely, I pushed my luck. And not only that, but the minor gods, they saw this. They were like, hey, this man, he's pushing his luck. He's had a bunch of luck in the series so far. He's been able to get a golden apple for free. He's been able to find the Nether fortress for free. Now he just got a Fortune 2 pickaxe as his first enchantment, his first level 30 enchantment. We gotta punish him. And to do that, they decided to tease me with a Depth Strider 3 enchanted boots. This was, ooh, I love seeing Depth Strider. I love moving faster in the water. And when I took that enchantment, guys, it had the worst, oh my, I can't believe it. It had the worst enchantment possible. It had frickin' fire protection. God, who even uses this? It is the worst kind of protection. It's even worse than just pulling out. Holy shit. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I get heated up a bit when my enchantments don't really go too well. Now that I had a level 30 enchantment table, it was time for me to return to the Nether. You know, I needed to grind out some levels, maybe get some more gold while I was there. I needed to make up for those boots that I wasted. And I mean, who doesn't use this opportunity to get some gold? We're playing UHC, there's plenty of gold in the Nether. It's not like anything's gonna attack me while I'm getting the gold, right? That kind of stuff doesn't happen in Minecraft, right? Who would do that? Well, that's exactly what happened. A piglin saw me mining some gold near a small cliff, and it decided to jump me for it. It wasn't really that big of a deal, you know? After a few well-placed hits from my axe, he was a goner. Just completely gone. Just axes are too OP. But with me being so close to the edge of a cliff, I realized that if I ever got too complacent and too relaxed while I was in the Nether, something could go completely wrong, and this whole run could just end in a moment's notice. So yeah, gotta think about that more clearly in the future, you know? I gotta focus on that. Gotta make sure I don't die in the Nether, because that would be sad. Imagine dying in the Nether. That couldn't be me. That couldn't be me. And while I was in the Nether, I remembered that I had never really found where the blaze spawners were in the fortress. I had a decent amount of healing at this point, and I had gathered enough gold, so I decided it was time for me to go. I thought it was the perfect time to grab some blaze rods, because I need them in the future. I already stated it earlier. I don't know why I'm reiterating things. I do that a lot. After searching the fortress and getting lost, well, again, I suck at these kind of places. You'll see it in the future. This is a foreshadowing moment. But again, I got lost, and I finally found them, you know? It took a while, but I found them.
Holy fuck, it took me long enough.
And after killing a few of them and taking their blaze rods, I finally got out of there. I didn't want to deal with that. I lost a bunch of healing from those blazes. They're not fun. Not when I don't have fire resistance. And you know, it's time for me to work on some more projects. For some reason, on day 53, after doing all the level 30 enchantments I could possibly do, I thought it'd be a good idea to, you know, use the remaining levels I had on a bunch of tier 1 and tier 2 enchanted books. It's not just me that does that, right? I'm getting real existential about the usage of anything in Minecraft, you know? Though, I guess it did work out in the end. After re-enchanting my boots, I got them to protection 4. On day 54, I went fishing. I like fishing, and apparently fishing liked me as well, because it decided to gift me with an infinity bow, presented by the water god Jeff.
Oh! What? I mean, okay.
Thanks, Jeff! By the time day 57 rolled around, I was finally starting to run out of storage in my base. I decided that it probably wouldn't be a good idea to build another room underground, as well, it was filled with dangerous mobs, and a cave that I was just too lazy to deal with. So instead, I decided to add a second floor to the main building of my base. And then on day 59, after the second floor was finished, I decided to start brewing some potions for future battles and adventures. I made some fire res pots, some speed pots, and some strength pots. I knew that the future battles would be tough, so I wanted to make sure that when the time finally came around, I'd be prepared for anything. You know what we need less of in this world of mine? Trees. I spent the next 4 days, repeat after me, 4 whole Minecraft days, repeatedly chopping down and replanting trees. And well, you could say that the Lorix was not very happy with me and my deforestation efforts, as pretty much all my footage from after I chopped down the trees was corrupted. Days 65 to 72 were completely gone, with no way for me to recover the footage. It's a real shame as well, as those days had some of my favorite moments up until this point in the series. To give you a sense of what really happened during those days, let me give you a quick little rundown. After taking a long nap from multiple days of chopping down trees, I awoke with a new skin, one that portrayed my fictional character, Marvin. I hadn't really had an official skin for ages, and I had been going back and forth between a few different skins that I liked for a few months. This can be seen by the fact that my skin genuinely changes from video to video and even changes in this video itself. And after that, I began to add some new rooms to the base. The first of which being the stables, an area that I would use to hold any horses that I tamed throughout this series. And then under that room, I decided to create a small room for mass food storage. As all the wheat and meat were truly starting to create a lot of clutter in my chests, I just went on too many mass genocide sprees with my cows, you know, like people do. And well, that's pretty much it for what happened during those missing days. It's not like anything special happened on a certain day that forever changes the landscape of my base. Any guesses on what day that could have happened on? Okay. Now that you're all caught up on all the lost footage, it's time for me to begin one of the most grueling and time-consuming tasks in all of Minecraft: hunting for wither skulls. Wither skulls have always been a super rare item in Minecraft, and between all of my friends' experiences of hunting them and my own personal struggles with finding them in the past, I truly expected this to be like a 10-day long process. Oh boy, was I wrong. Holy crap, I was so wrong on this. Oh my god. I started my hunt on day 73, fearing that if I put it off any longer, I'd truly run out of time for all the other things that I needed to do in this series. However, as I sort of alluded to earlier, luck was on my side again, something that seems to be a running theme during my 100 days. And I actually ended up finding my first wither skull in less than 30 minutes around 1 or so Minecraft days. And well, you could just say that I was a tiny bit happy with how quickly this was going. And somehow, I don't know how this happened, but things got even better when I realized on day 75 that I had apparently missed gaining my second wither skull.
What the fuck? Huh? I mean, okay. When did I get that?
I genuinely don't know how this happened. I was just doing some extra gold mining while waiting for more wither skeletons to appear when I realized that I had a second one. I shit you not, I don't know when this happened. I even tried going back in my footage to see when I got this skull because I mean, I didn't know it was there. And I still couldn't find when it happened. All I could see was that one moment I was grinding wither skeletons, I had only one skull, and then when I opened up my inventory to craft more stuff, I had a second one. I genuinely, this is me repeating myself again, I couldn't believe it happened. And then, of course, things got even better when not even 5 minutes later I got my third skull.
Are you kidding me? Oh my god. I love the Nether. What? I don't understand this. How? This is what? Day 3? I started on day 73. You've got to be kidding me. There's no way. Oh my god. There's no way. I mean, okay, I'll take it. Looting 1. Dude, looting 1's the move.
3 wither skeletons in under an hour of gameplay. I just couldn't believe it. Like, holy shit. I've been saying shit a lot in this video. It's probably the only curse word that I've been saying, which is very interesting, seeing as I don't really say it a lot. But still, holy shit. Now that I had all 3 wither skulls, it was time for me to make the final preparations needed for the wither fight. I stocked up on all the speed and strength potions that I need, and then set out for a faraway location so that my base wouldn't be harmed during the fight. And after traveling about 1,000 blocks away from my base, I spawned the wither.
I had nothing to worry about. What do you mean? That was too easy. There was nothing to worry about there. What do you mean? What do you mean? Milk.
The first boss of the 100 days had been defeated, and with honestly little or no fear of death as well. And with its death, it was time for me to go on crunch mode to finish the final 2 missions of the series. With the killing of the Wither, I had officially completed 3 out of the 5 missions that I had set out for myself at the beginning of the video. I had obtained a full set of level 30 enchantment armor, I had built a grand base that I could call home, and then of course I had just killed the Wither and gained a Nether star. Now, it was time for me to work towards what I could definitely call one of the most hardest and grueling missions of the series. To get a fully functioning beacon. Now, some of you might ask me, why would that be the hardest mission? Wouldn't fighting the Wither or the Ender Dragon be harder to do? Wouldn't that be a harder task? And while yes, you are 100% correct, those are definitely harder challenges as like a physical thing, as like a battle thing. Those are definitely harder. I mean, those are fights. This is just making a beacon. But I wasn't really fighting against anything. Not something that I could actually fight against, you know? Like, it's not a mob. I can't fight it. What I was actually fighting was time. At this point, I really only had 20 days left in the world, and I needed to not only make a beacon, but I needed to find the stronghold, I needed to obtain enough ender pearls to open it up, and I needed to kill the ender dragon. Those are 3 other tasks, and honestly, those could take a really long time. To put it in perspective, to create a fully functioning beacon, I'd need 164 mineral blocks, which mineral blocks are either gold, iron, emerald, diamonds, or netherite blocks. And up until this point in the series, I haven't really mined much. I really only mined the base necessity of what I needed. And most of what I mined had already been used up for other tools and resources. I was running out of time and I needed to gather materials fast. And because of that, I decided to go on a full-on 10-day-long mining adventure to gather enough iron and gold to make enough blocks to power my beacon. Because, I mean, who's gonna actually use, like, emeralds, diamonds, netherite? Those need to be used for other things. Give me the iron and gold. Even the gold is sort of like an iffy thing that I really only ended up using because I was lazy to just keep mining iron. Let's move on. To put in perspective how long that really is, I'd estimate that I spent around 3 hours straight in caves. It got so excessive that eventually I was just running on full autopilot while I was in those caves, with my eyes only rendering everything as gray masses with the exceptional gold, iron, or diamond vein. And it wouldn't be until day 91 that I finally got the bare minimum number of resources needed to build the beacon. I decided that the best place to put the beacon would be near the middle of my base for maximum performance. And then I chose the 2 best effects that I could possibly need for the rest of the series: regeneration and resistance. With these potion effects, I'd genuinely be pretty much unbeatable while at my base. You could even call me invincible. Wink, wink. And with my 4th mission being over, it was time for me to start working toward the 5th and final mission: killing the Ender Dragon. I began a short journey to find the Stronghold on day 95, with my Ender eyes taking me to the very sea that I traveled through during my first few days of the series. I even ended up passing the sea temple that I had spotted so early on in the series as well, and honestly, I completely forgot that this thing was here. I didn't even include it in my first few days because I didn't know it was here. I genuinely forgot about it. And after going about 200 blocks past the sea temple, I decided to use a new ender eye to make sure I was still going in the right direction. And to my surprise, I had actually passed the stronghold. I did a quick 180 and went back the way I'd come, and I couldn't believe my eyes. The stronghold was not even 100 blocks away from the sea temple, the first major structure that I found in these 100 days. I swear, you just can't make this stuff up.
Oh, okay. I don't know how I didn't see that. Okay then. Interesting.
When I entered the stronghold, I found myself in the library. I searched the library and found myself a flame book, which I'd later add to my bow right before fighting the dragon. I then continued to search for the stronghold, and guess what? I got lost again. I swear, I suck with these kinds of places. They're all just a bunch of mazes to me. Eventually, however, I did find the portal room and wrote down its coordinates.
Aha! Here we go. Oh, let's go. Oh, I should probably break this, shouldn't I? I know what I'm doing. I am Marvin.
All I needed to do now was make some final preparations before entering the end. And when I did finally make sure that I was as geared as possible, I set out again, and on day 98, I entered the end.
Is that it? Wait, did I get them all? Okay. Nice.
When all the pillars had finally been destroyed, I began to shoot a volley of arrows at the dragon. I knew that when the dragon went down to mount, there would be a honest to god good chance that I'd be hit hundreds of blocks into the sky, and well, with all the luck that I had had previously in the series, I didn't want to take any risks. I felt like my luck would run out at any moment, so I wanted to play it as safe as possible. And because of that, I tried to do as much damage as possible while he was still in the air. And when the dragon went down for its second mount, it was all over. I swung my sword at the dragon one last time, and it fell to the ground, defeated.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Give me all these XPs. Yes. Experience. Oh god, I bet my roommates hate me.
I had killed the dragon and had nothing left to worry about for this series. Well, at least that's what I thought. I picked up the dragon egg, entered the portal, and right when I was about to wake up in my bed, the game crashed.
Well, there's no way. Oh my god. There's no way my game just crashed like that. Are you serious? Oh, dude. Oh no. What does that mean?
I thought it was all over. I was absolutely terrified the last 3 or so hours had all been a waste and that I'd have to redo them. But luckily, when I came back into my world, I was right where I left off. Next to my bed after a long, hard fight in the end.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
And with that, I spent my last day in this world tending to my crops and spending time with my animals. And when all was said and done, I went to the beach to look at the sunset one final time. These 100 days in Ultra Hardcore Minecraft had finally been finished after so long. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. It was an absolute blast to record and edit, and even if it had to be postponed quite a number of times, I still enjoyed every second that I had making this video. If you want to see a sequel to this video where I do things such as explore the Sea Temple and End Dimension, mine for netherite armor, and even more, then leave a like and subscribe. If we get 20 likes on this video, I'll get straight to work on the 200 days, as I already have so many ideas for those days. And well, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Peace.